nightmares will ruin my health. It's a burden.
Welcome to Performance Anxiety. We're doing a little bit different show tonight. This is kind of a special show, kind of a big deal. I am being joined by my friend Michal Tauber. You may recognize her from a previous show where she was on, and she's got an important message and something that's special and dear to her heart, and we're going to talk about it for a few minutes. So, Michal, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for letting me come on this show. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, of course. So you reached out to me about this cause that you're really trying to find a resolution to. Can you tell me?
Yes.
It involves a young guy, a fantastic kid. His name's Jordan. Can you tell me a little bit about him and what he's going through?
Absolutely. So I was on Facebook and I was just surfing, and one of my friends had posted about this little boy, and I try to avoid reading stories generally about children suffering because I know I'm going to get personally invested. And I happened to click on this story, and it's just gripped my heart. It's this little boy named Jordan Rhodes who lives in North Carolina. He's 8 years old, and he was born with kidney failure, with renal failure. So he has been on dialysis his entire life. And in 2016, he received a transplant from a deceased donor and was actually completely disconnected from tubes and catheters and everything else for the first time in his life for 3 months, and got a taste of what it is to be a normal kid. And then he got an infection and the kidney rejected. And so now he's back on dialysis, and his chances of getting another match are significantly decreased because not only does he have to find a match, but he has the previous donor kidney antibodies. So his chances of finding a match now are like 99% against him. So the pool is very, very small. And he's going to the Mayo Clinic next month, where they have therapies that can potentially lower those antibodies and widen the pool of potential donors. But he's really on borrowed time. He's been on dialysis for 8 years, and most people don't survive longer than 4 years on dialysis.
Wow.
And since he's so little, his body is so little, he has microvascular, which is just tiny veins. And so it increases his difficulty with dialysis. So he has had so many different dialysis ports, and he's on his last one now. He's got scars all over. So if that port fails, he can no longer be on dialysis. So it's this really desperate situation. Yeah. And it's just so sad. And he has 2 sisters that the parents are taking care of, and his grandmother is handling his day-to-day care. And so it's a lot for her, and it's just such a sad story.
Wow,
so I've been like up at night thinking about it and just trying to think of ways that I can get the word out. And he needs a type A or O blood donor. But even if you are not type A or O blood, you can sign up to be a donor. And there's something called a kidney match donation, where if somebody else needs a kidney and nobody in their family is a match, and they match with you, they can trade the kidneys. So it's worth looking into if you're thinking of donating a kidney, even if you're not the right blood type.
I didn't even realize that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So they have these huge chains, these donation chains, where it can be like multiple people switching kidneys, and it eventually gets to the person that needs it. It's really incredible. And the therapies are improving all the time. And his chances of survival, if he gets a kidney, are actually very, very good. I was looking at the statistics, and 1 year out from a kidney transplant from a living donor, you have a 98% chance of being fine. So he could have like a normal life if he gets a donor, which is really incredible.
That would be amazing. And I did a little bit of research because I haven't had a whole lot of time to research this. But so basically, and I'm sure everybody knows this, but what kidneys do is basically the body's filters. And so anything that's toxic or harmful goes through your kidneys. And this little guy doesn't have them anymore. So I didn't even realize he was born with kidney failure. Wow. So he doesn't have kidneys. So he's going through dialysis. His grandmother is taking care of that for him. She does that at home?
Yeah, so she does it at home. So I think he's one of the only pediatric patients that has a home dialysis system in place. And so she's basically doing his dialysis at home, because before, when they were going to the hospital, it was 7 hours in the hospital and then an hour each way to commute. So it was like, and it's 3 to 4 times a week he needs to get dialysis. So it's this really like, just, it takes over your life, you know? So he has no time to not be in getting these really painful treatments. He has no time to just be a kid.
Well, yeah, because he's constantly having to get rid of all the toxins in his body. I mean, it's just, So I did a little research, and it said, I read that it's estimated that every year 1 in 65,000 children in the U.S. has kidney failure. But they have a different experience than an adult with kidney failure. Let's see, it affects their growth, bone strength, nerves. Since the kidneys aren't working the right way, too much waste can build up, and that can affect also their brain development. And children with kidney problems can develop learning disabilities as well. So, and they said that, obviously transplant is the best option. And at this point, it sounds like it's Jordan's only option.
Yeah, it really is. And he has a lot of other health issues due to his kidney failure now. So he was having seizures. They now have him on seizure medication, and those have stopped. And he's on growth hormone, because part of the treatment that needs to happen before he can have a successful transplant is the veins need to be big enough, and they had to remove that kidney on one side so they can't transplant it into that side of his body. And so it's like very, very, it just keeps getting like more complicated, so he's really in a desperate situation.
If you go to the Facebook page, and I've got it pulled up here, it's called Jordan's Wait for a Kidney Begins Again. And they've got a little message, and I'll just read it real fast to everybody, because it really gives you a lot of information, and it's really an amazing call to action, and I'm hoping we can do something to help him out. It says, if you're interested in being a kidney donor, the process to get started is pretty simple. All you need to do is send an email to livingdonation@wakehealth.edu and say you would like to request a donor packet on behalf of Jordan Rhodes. You should receive an email back shortly with a questionnaire attached. This is your first step to finding out if you can be a potential donor. It takes less than 15 minutes. You'll need his date of birth, which is January 7th, 2011. You'll hear back from the wonderful ladies in the transplant department at Brenner's Children's Hospital, Colleen and Amanda. And if they have any follow-up questions or to let you know that you can move on to phase 2 of testing, they'll reach back out to you. All testing, should you move forward, is at no cost to you. Jordan Insurance will cover it, and you are under zero obligation throughout the entire process. If you send an email and do not hear back, please call the transplant department at 336-713-5685. We appreciate the outpouring of love and all of you reaching out to us. We apologize if we aren't able to respond to everyone quickly. Taking care of Jordan is a full-time job, and we try our best to juggle that with monitoring his page and keeping everyone updated. Please continue to pray and share his story. We know that the perfect match for him is out there. We just hope to find it before it's too late. And that's straight from their page. That gives a lot of information. If anybody has ever thought about doing something like this, I mean, to do it for a 7-8-year-old boy would just be a beautiful, amazing thing.
Yeah, and his birthday is coming up, so there's no better birthday gift.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought about giving a kidney for a birthday gift, but I mean, that would be a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to diminish what a big deal it is to give up an organ. Obviously, it is a big deal, but I will say that I looked into it, and it really, supposedly, all the studies that have been done on it, it doesn't affect your quality of life. Your other kidney takes over the load, and it doesn't affect your life expectancy. The only time that it would be an issue is if you're predisposed to having kidney problems. So obviously, if you know that you have kidney failure or kidney disease in your family, you're not a candidate. But if you're in good health, then there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah, so. At least, start the question, find out, and like you said, the majority will not be a match. But if we can help find somebody who could potentially be a match, that would just help save this little boy's life, which, I'm looking at his pictures right now. It's heartbreaking to me.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at some of the videos on there, and you see him like bowling, and for the first time with the bumpers on and everything. And it's like so upsetting.
Yeah. I saw him do his Spider-Man moves in one of those videos. And
yeah. And like walking his toy dog down the hallway in the hospital. It's like, it really just upset me so much. Sorry. Because I have 3 little boys and I have a son that's almost 8 years old. And I made the mistake of watching his interview and hearing him talk. And I was just like, I couldn't stop thinking about him, and I'm sure that like a lot of people are like, why are you so invested in this kid that you're not related to? But if this is the hill that I have to die on fighting for this kid, I don't care. I don't give a shit. People can think I'm crazy, but I just want to help him.
Yeah. And go check out his page, because you'll understand why as soon as you see this little guy's face. It's amazing. And he's just so strong. It's just incredible. There's other things
the other thing
you can do.
Maybe to mention is also that they did have one of the American Ninja Warrior contestants made it his special cause to help Jordan. And his story is really incredible also. His name is Kenny T. I'm totally mispronouncing his name. T. Metzelo or Knee Metzelo. His 2-year-old daughter, Hazel, also had kidney failure. And he went on the show and spoke about her, and they found a donor for her. And since then, he's been dedicating his runs to different kids that need kidney transplants. And he got 2 other kids transplants, and they're fine. Wow. And then he dedicated his last run to Jordan, and they had all these people respond and send in donor packets, and they didn't find a match, which is like so sad. But I've like never regretted not being famous more than right now. I'm like, it would take like one tweet. I've been like texting Lin-Manuel Miranda, who went to school with me, trying to get him to tweet about it. I'm like, you could tweet once and it would find him a match. You know what I mean?
From Hamilton.
So it's just so important to get the story out there, because you never know, like that one person that you pass it to could apply for donor packet and be that perfect match. And I feel like if you apply and you're his perfect match, it's fate. You are meant to do it, know?
Exactly. And there's other things that you can do to help. There's is it a GoFundMe account?
Yeah,
I know you sent me the
GoFundMe.
information, but unfortunately, I've got you on Skype and I can't pull up while I've got you on. do you have that information? Is it a GoFundMe page that?
Yes, it's a GoFundMe page. And if you go to his Facebook, there's a link there to the GoFundMe, but I'll tell you the exact address for the GoFundMe as well.
Okay, perfect.
So it's GoFundMe.com/1T_K_S_8_T_G_X_C.
Wow, they couldn't have made that a little easier, could they? I mean,
they need one of those like mini URLs, tiny URLs.
Yeah, no kidding. If you go to GoFundMe and search,
that's a good
Rhodes, there are several options, but you will definitely be able to tell the Jordan Rhodes you're looking for. Because
we should say the spelling of his name, I guess, is important.
Yeah, which is
it's
JOR.
Yeah, go ahead.
JORDANRHODES, and you will definitely see him in the picture hooked up to a whole bunch of tubes and wires. That's the one you want. So
yeah, it says Jordan's wait for a kidney begins.
They're looking for a goal of $10,000. Right now they're at $2,595. So we could really, really help them out by donating. So, and any little bit helps, obviously.
Yeah, I think the 3 biggest ways to help him obviously are apply for a donor packet, especially if you're type A or O blood. Share the story, or you can contribute to the GoFundMe. Those are the 3 biggest things. But really, it's just a numbers game, and we got to get it in front of as many eyeballs as possible. That's the only way that he's going to find a kidney before his time runs out.
Well, what we're going to do is we're recording this Friday night, December 6th. It'll be released Friday night, December 6th, and let's get the ball rolling. Let's see if we can get somebody to be a match for him. Let's see if we can help them out financially. Whatever we can do, spread the word to everybody because, like McCall said, the one person you send it to might be that match. If you send it to one person who can spread it to many people, that's a better way to find a match. The more people we can get this message out to, the more likely we are to find a match in time to save Jordan's life.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everybody that listens to this and anybody who does any of those three things. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much. And McCall, thank you for coming on and telling me about Jordan and telling all the listeners about Jordan, and hopefully we can help save him. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I've been, contacting so many people, and not that many have responded, and you've been an angel. So I appreciate it so much. Heart of gold. This is absolutely nothing. If I can do more, I will. And I don't know why I don't know why people wouldn't do this, because just getting the word out is going to help find that match for him. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for not looking away. I know it's upsetting. It's a hard story to read. I think that's why people don't want to engage, but it's just really important. It is. Thank you. I have 3 kids myself, so they're all teenagers now, but I remember when they were his age, and I got very lucky, like a lot of people. We were very lucky to have healthy children. Yeah. If we can help save the ones that aren't healthy, I think we need to do it. Yeah, and hopefully people would do the same thing for us if we were in that position. Exactly. Well, McCall, thank you again. If there's anything else we can do, please feel free to reach out, and everybody repost this, listen to it, repost it, send it, share it. Let's get it out. Let's get this boy a kidney. Yes. Thank you. Let's get Jordan a kidney.